Hello ladies and gentlemen. Recently Zwift has done what they should have done very long ago. They have released a draft indicator. You see, it's the one up here. The one, if you follow my dot, it's the one in light blue. You see, now it's full. I can't get any more draft according to this indicator that I have right now. And let me go to the front and show you. You see, now it goes down. If I steer a little bit, you see now it goes down, it goes up again. Also notice one thing before I go into what I think about it. Just notice one thing. You see, now it's full. So according to this draft indicator, I cannot get any more draft than I have right now. This is the maximum draft. So, what if I go faster? I'm only going 27, now 26, 27 again kilometers per hour. What if I use what are they called? A drafting boost, a power up, a drafting power up? Won't I be able to get more draft then? What if I go a lot faster and are still behind? Won't I get more draft then? Well, there is a lot of questions. Let me explain. First of all, yes, you do get more draft if you go faster, and you do get more draft if you use a power-up. However, let's talk about the speed first. And let me tell you what this draft does. It doesn't show you how much draft you get in any absolute terms. It shows in relative terms. So, whatever speed you're going right now, it shows how much percentage draft you get of the possible draft that you could get at this particular speed. And this can be a little bit misleading. Of course, it's better to have this indicator than to have nothing, but it can mislead people who don't know how the draft works. But let me compare it to the source for Zwift draft indicator in a little while. But let me first comment on the power-up thing. The source for Zwift does not take that into account either, it seems like. But that's a third-party program. The Zwift's own measuring device should take that into account. It should show some, I mean, you shouldn't be able to get the whole 100% draft unless you use the power-up, because the power-up is going to increase your draft. So that's a strange bug in this one. But let me also show, let me now show the source for Zwift draft indicator. Draft gauge. Here it is. You see, this doesn't show the draft in relative numbers. This shows the draft in absolute numbers. You see, as the speed increases, now the speed decreases, so you see the draft goes down, even though the built-in draft indicator does not show any difference at all. And watch me now when I'm soon to go downhill a little bit. You can see when my speed increases, my draft also increases. You see, I'm at 37, 36. I'm in perfect draft, of course. And watch this when I start to go faster. You see how the draft increases, and watch now when I go even faster. It increases even more. So you should definitely use source for Zwift, and it's also good for other things as well, but this is the most important feature of that third-party program. The Zwifts, the inbuilt draft meter only shows relative draft. It doesn't give you any idea of how much draft you're really getting. And you see the watt savings. It's not exactly, I have read online that, you know, doesn't exactly save the amount that it's showing, but it gives you a pretty good idea at least. For instance, I have not tried this, but if you would go up out the Zwift, the draft gauge from source to Zwift would show almost no draft benefit. Zero probably, or at the most 10 watts. While the inbuilt draft indicator would probably be full if you're in a group. You're never going to be in a group when you go up out the Zwift, of course, but if you would be in a group large as this, it would probably show a full bar, even though you're hardly getting any draft at all. So mark my words, download and use source for Zwift if you really want to see how the drafting works. Do not use the inbuilt draft indicator. That's all I gotta say really. Now you know the reasons. If you want to know how to use source for Zwift, you can see a guide. There is plenty of them on the internet. It's not that difficult actually. So go ahead, download and use that program. You can use it for many other things as well. Take care, and don't race too often. Hi folks, I just noticed something actually that I said that was incorrect previously, and that is if you have a drafting boost, you do actually see the effect of it on the new Zwift meter. You will see that when I activate it. You see the bar is now fully, it's now full, but when I activate it, you're gonna see it increase. Also, I don't think you will see an increase on the source for Zwift drafting gauge. Take a look here. You see, it increases. You see right up, right out here. While this one did not increase. Well, it did, but that was just because the speed was going up. So it does actually increase. And that's a good thing. However, I still highly recommend to use the source for Zwift power gauge. It is much better. You get a much better feeling for the draft. You have absolute numbers instead of relative numbers. You can see now when it ends, yeah, now it decreased again. So sorry, my mistake, but at least I made a correction. Take care, see you tomorrow at Tiny Races.